So do you think the game has affected you mentally in any way?
Work life is definitely affected. I would say, I guess, my family and friend relationships as well.
Today, I'm going to be interviewing a Rust addict with over 20,000 hours in the game. And for his safety, I'm going to be altering his appearance in this video so he can keep his identity secure. Some of the questions I'm going to be asking is not only mental questions, emotional questions, but physical questions on how this game has affected his everyday lifestyle. And for the sake of this person, please do not bully him in the comments. He's a human being. We've all gone through the Rust phase. So today I kind of want to ask you a couple questions as a longtime Rust player. How long have you actually been playing Rust?
I started playing in like 2018, yeah.
So how many hours do you actually have on the game?
The last time I checked it was pretty recent. It was about like over 20,000 hours for sure.
So do you think the game has affected you mentally in any way?
I mean, on the surface I would say no. But, you know, I notice it sometimes in day-to-day things, I guess. I would say, like, my work life is definitely affected. I would say, I guess, my family and friend relationships as well. I can proudly say I've never been fired from a job, but I definitely have quit jobs over Rust.
Before we go any further, I think we all need to know what Rust actually is. Rust is a multiplayer survival game, and with the constant updates and many activities to do, you could understand how players can easily get addicted to this game. One of my longtime friends, Jacob Rust, has also made a video about this and his concerns of his old addiction to the game.
Loading into the game and playing it, my mind was instantly hooked. The fear of losing your base when you log off kept me playing for hours on end, skipped social gatherings, and lost all interest in getting a job. And with over 6 years of me playing, I've accumulated 5,000 hours into this game.
All right, that sounds like a lot of things. I know you just mentioned there that it's affected your job and a little bit in your day-to-day life. How did it really affect your job? Did it more cause you to constantly be wanting to get back home, to get back on the grind? Or is it so much that you just kind of felt the addiction running through your veins and you had to be home as fast as possible and like work wasn't getting in the way of that lifestyle?
I mean, yeah, I would say so. Like I said, I started playing in 2018 and I really started getting into it during COVID, like everyone did with, you know, random things. But 2022 was probably where it really started getting bad, and I had an internship that year and I ended up leaving it. And I tried to work, you know, some part-time jobs while I was trying to stay in school, but as soon as I finished school, you know, I'm really only working every week or so, like, it's just random, I don't know.
So let's talk more on the relationship side. Have you ever had a girlfriend?
Not really. I had like a situationship a couple years back, but it didn't end the best. If you're asking if it had to do with Rust, I would say no, but I don't think it was Rust. That was the problem. It was basically how I was acting because of the game.
Okay. And acting in what way?
You know, not always being, you know, someone that person could rely on, or responsive and flaky, or just really, you know, got on my phone during dates because we got raided and trying to finish up. It's an embarrassing moment, but I did do that at least twice.
Well, let me ask you this. What made you agree to this interview? I really didn't have to ask you too many times. You kind of just agreed the first time I asked.
I think it's really just, I know that it's a problem, and it's not just Rust, it's so many other things, and it's not even, you know, just video games. It could, you know, people being obsessed with like TikTok or, you know, action figures and stuff. It can come to a point where it's an obsession, an unhealthy obsession, so it's just understanding that it's a problem. Do I know if I'm gonna stop or get help? I don't know. But I do know it's a problem, and so if someone's in the early stages like I was back a couple years ago, I wish I would have, you know, known something.
So, out of your whole Rust career, what is the best thing that you have ever done, or like greatest, I guess you could say, clip that you've ever done?
Ooh, I I would definitely say I took oil rig over just a water pipe shotgun, man. It was so, but yeah, that was definitely my best. I was probably only at like 10,000 hours at that time.
Took you 10,000 hours to do a water pipe shotgun play?
Yeah.
So I guess that answer is more like you enjoyed the moments while playing the game, so you don't know if you really want to lose those. But in the sense of how it affected you mentally, physically, and relationship-wise, you still, if you had to take all the bad that this game caused, you would still download that game.
You know, if I could experience those things somehow with it not being Rust or a game, then sure. But, I wouldn't have met some of the people I met in other states if it hadn't been. So that I don't know. At this time, I just,
So you mentioned right there that you wouldn't have met some of the people you did meet. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, like some of my good friends, that live, I'm not gonna say where, but, like other states, not anywhere regional, close, wherever to me. So there wouldn't have been any way I would have met them unless it was for the game.
All right, real quick before we end this interview, I just wanted to say thank you. And is there anything you would like to say to the audience? Anything for any Rust players that may be addicted or is at that level of almost being addicted?
Oh yeah, I mean, it doesn't even have to go just for Rust. I think anything, like I said, just if you think like, hey, I can't function to, a point, really assess, is this healthy for me? Like, if it's a job and it's paying you really well, are you like forever gonna be stuck in that? Think about it, but if you're just going through a chapter right now, like, hey, I really like this video or this book series and I want to see how it plays out, totally. But if it gets to a point of you quitting jobs, quitting on relationships, losing relationships because of that singular thing, that's not normal and that's not normal behavior. So just get help. I don't know how really at this point, but, talk to someone.
I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something today about addiction. If you or your friend struggles with any type of addiction, seek help. There's people here that want to help you and are willing to help take care of you. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I have plenty of other content you should check out. Go ahead and like and subscribe. It helps me to keep going. Bye-bye.